Car enthusiasts have been spoilt for choice with several new hot hatches coming to market in the last few months. Ford's Fiesta ST was one of the big surprise packages of 2013, but now it has to contend with this, the Renault Clio RS. This is the sporty version of Renault's 4th generation Clio. Available only as a 5-door automatic, Renault sells the Clio RS in 4 different trim lines. We picked the cheapest sport model, which cost nearly $29,000, about $3,000 more than the Ford. At a hair under $26,000, the Fiesta ST is the most expensive model in the Fiesta range, but it presents excellent value compared with European rivals and is a bit of a giant killer, particularly when it comes to fun. The Clio is an eye-catching car both inside and out. It has angry-looking bumpers at the front and rear, along with dual exhausts at either side of the bumper that help give it a sporty look. When it comes to fast hatchbacks, Renault builds some of the best on sale. The previous generation Clio was an absolute gem, lauded for its chassis and willing little engine, and the Megane RS 265 is really one of the best cars in its class. Renault have changed the recipe with the latest Clio RS. It's the first RS model Renault to come with an automatic transmission as standard, and that has upset a few people. For me, the transmission is one of the great features of this car. When you're just driving around town, it's just a normal auto. It's smooth and fuss-free and quite a good way to get around. On the other hand, if you really want to press on, switching the gearbox to race mode and taking over via the paddles is a great way to maximise the potential of this car. Any way you cut it, this is a great car to drive. It has seriously sharp steering and a chassis that really responds to what you want it to do. On the inside, red and orange highlights add to the theme, and the rally-style strip on top of the steering wheel is a winner in my book. The Clio seats have plenty of support, though they aren't quite as sporty as the cool Recaros in Ford's rival hatch. Renault's 1.6 litre engine is a smooth unit that makes plenty of power for a car this size, though it's a little down on torque compared to the Ford. Renault claims the Clio is faster to 100 km an hour than the Fiesta, thanks to its crisp transmission and clever launch control. The Clio won praise in the drive office for its fruity sound, an entertaining combination of burps and burbles that'll keep owners smiling. The Clio is fitted as standard with satellite navigation and a touchscreen infotainment system, but don't go looking for a reversing camera or parking sensors, which are reserved for more expensive models. It also lacks rear airbags, which is a pretty serious omission for a car with 4 doors. The Clio rides better than the Fiesta and is probably a better bet if you spend any time driving around in the city. We also had a chance to drive it on some back roads and found that there really are 2 different characters to the Clio RS. There's this pussycat around town and an absolute lion when you get it on the right road. Ford has been building hot hatches for a long time and they're really on a roll at the moment. The Fiesta ST is one of the favourite cars in the drive office at the moment, and you could say the same thing about the larger Focus. There are quite a few differences in the way that these 2 cars drive. Now the most obvious one is the transmission. While it may lack the paddle shift transmission, for me there's nothing wrong with the good old-fashioned manual. It's a lot of fun and you really get a great reward out of it as a driver. Everything that you do with this car is driver oriented. It just responds exactly to your inputs, and that is a great thing. Steering is really sharp. All the controls are pretty much spot on. The Fiesta's ride is a little bit jiggly around town. It's quite a stiff car, and that often has its drawbacks, particularly if you like to be comfortable while driving. But that stiffness is quite handy in other areas. It lends the car with a heap of feedback for the driver, and also means that it's very, very precise in its movements. Ford's interior is nowhere near as funky, and it shares design cues with cars like the Focus and EcoSport. The Sync audio system is quite clever, particularly if you use an iPhone, and all of the buttons are logically placed, unlike the quirky Renault that hides things like its cruise control button under the handbrake. The Fiesta features body-hugging Recaro seats that will win plenty of fans, but try them out before buying one, as small or large drivers may find the seats uncomfortable. Under the bonnet, the Fiesta's engine is the winner here. It makes more torque thanks to a clever overboost function and feels more urgent in every gear. The Fiesta's motor is happier to lug a high gear and also feels brilliant as it approaches the red line, even if it misses out on the Renault's auditory fireworks. It's just such a thrill to drive, and it's probably a little bit more fun than the Clio for me. Part of that comes down to the gearbox, but it also comes down to the way that Ford has just absolutely nailed the ride and handling on this thing, and its controls. These are similar cars with the same idea in mind. They are practical around town and can thrill drivers looking for performance. The Clio is the best all-round car here, thanks to its city-friendly automatic, 5-door layout and standard sat-nav. It also has a smoother ride than the Fiesta, while remaining a ball of fun on the right road. But if a hot hatch is all about thrills, then the Fiesta is the one to buy. It feels faster through corners and on the straights, rewarding drivers with its combination of perfectly weighted controls, pin-sharp steering and livelier dynamics. A cheaper entry price and rear seat airbags make the Fiesta ST the winner here.